Hey up everyone, Digital's Games here. Today we're diving into the growing backlash around Xbox. Not just the price hikes or Game Pass, but something a little bit deeper and a little bit more sinister. Xbox is pushing away casual gamers, and that is a huge shift from the brand that they used to be. Xbox is screwing over its fans, and I think it is time that we talked about it. Let's get into it. Does anyone else remember when Xbox felt like the most casual-friendly console on the planet? Cheap access, fun motion games, local multiplayer. It felt like Xbox actually wanted everyone to play and allow access to gamers from a very wide range of backgrounds and experiences. The introduction of Game Pass was just another aspect of this for Xbox. Although it did receive criticism at first, it generally offered great value for money. And now, Xbox is pricing people out, shutting down studios and killing off the very perks that made it so accessible to begin with. Casual gamers, the backbone of its success, are now being left behind. And that is sad to see. It seems AAA companies are more and more determined to make casual gaming a thing of the past. Unless you're one of the lucky few who can afford the luxury that is gaming now, you may only be able to afford one or two big releases each year, and I've heard many more people struggling to even do that, as these big releases are coming in at around £70 nowadays, which is, whoa, God, that's steep. I think this is why Game Pass has been such a success previously. I mean, Xbox really needed a new model to attract gamers to their console, right? Because, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, after the 360, the console quality just wasn't really competing with that of Sony. The console wars were rife, and it seemed that Xbox's Western market was starting to abandon the platform for PlayStation. Dun dun dun. In general, the offer from PlayStation seemed better. Huge exclusive IPs like God of War and The Last of Us. And while Xbox did used to have a massive foot in the competition with exclusives, you know, we're talking Halo and Gears of War here, it seemed like the studios making those games lost their way with them. Who even remembers Halo 4 now? That game had such little hype, it was crazy. They definitely lost the magic that made those original Halo games so successful. And yeah, we're at a point now with Halo where who even knows what's going on with it? I don't, and I used to love that game. Anyway, getting back to the topic, Xbox released Game Pass, right? We remember this, and the benefits, they were instant. Access to a huge library of games that really defined the last generation of Xbox. This was one of their only unique selling points. For me personally, I always preferred PlayStation to Xbox, but because all my friends growing up grabbed Xbox Ones after the glory days that were the 360 era, that was the choice that I made as well. But with Game Pass on the newest gen, it seemed like Xbox were really on the right path. Shadow dropping Oblivion last year was a huge highlight for so many people. And being able to play it with a subscription, that was just a great feeling. Day one, bang! Game Pass offered good value for money. Gave you access to many pick up and play games, huge day one releases, and an online account for Xbox. It really did work, you guys! I personally feel like I've benefited greatly from Xbox Game Pass over the last few years. Some examples of games that I've enjoyed are Hades, Inscription, Slay the Spire, Potato, Persona, Octopath Traveler, and so many more. Some of the games that have been on Game Pass over the last few years have really shaped my taste as a gamer. I was never into roguelikes before, this is true. I wasn't, you guys, would you believe it? But Game Pass gave me this opportunity to try these new games, and now it is easily one of my favourite genres of game, and that is thanks to Game Pass. Listen, I even went as far as to make a YouTube account playing roguelikes, okay? Check out some of my other vids if you do want to see me playing some roguelikes. However, I can't promise that they're any good. But go check it out anyway. Beep! Going back to really what made Xbox so appealing for the mass market back in the glory days, we're talking the 360 era here, right? Microsoft nailed casual appeal, local co-op games, easy online matchmaking, family bundles, and even Kinect. Flawed, yeah, no, it was to be fair, but undeniably fun and accessible for all ages and levels of gamers. I still remember those Kinect games, man. They were not good, were they? But they were fun. Let's have it right. They were fun. All of us Xbox fans have such a heavy feeling of nostalgia for this period of time. We loved what we had. Oh God, we loved it. And I think it's hard to see that go now. Call me negative, but those days where as a kid you'd get home from school, you'd boot up your console and already see your friends sitting in a party playing Modern Warfare. Damn, that was such a good feeling. And maybe it's an age thing. I'm sure not everyone can relate to that. But listen, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. Fast forward to now. Everything's changing, guys. Game Pass Ultimate just saw a massive price increase. I actually just got sent this email today as time of recording. And yeah, mine's going up to £23. So I think it's time to cancel that subscription. 23 quid, are you mad? But it is upwards of 50% of an increase in some regions. So I don't know what the currency is in other places. I don't know what it is in US dollars. You guys tell me in the comments. And the family plan, well, you know, that's been cancelled now, which is a real shame. The cheaper core tier lacks most of what made Game Pass appealing in the first place. Want to play the new Call of Duty titles? No more discount. No more perks included either. It was never really the play in the first place for me. I was never going to get this core tier. But, you know, it did offer some value for money for certain amounts of people. And now with so many studios closed and fewer casual friendly games in the pipeline, listen, it's really hard to justify this new cost, especially for players who just want to chill after work, you know, or game with their kids. The casual gamer is becoming less and less of a possibility each time AAA companies make decisions like this. I honestly find it bizarre why Xbox has gone down this route anyway. I mean, it certainly isn't in the user's best interest, but I struggle to see why it is even really in theirs. So many people are cancelling subscriptions now that they must have lost so much money. Me included. I've also cancelled my subscription, as I've just mentioned, in protest, guys. I'm protesting. I've got me picket sign, and I've stood in the rain, right? And I've got me picket sign that says, Digit Does Games has cancelled his Game Pass subscription. Does anyone care? Probably not, but listen, I'm saying it anyway. I do urge people watching this video who are on the fence about making that decision to, you know, make that decision. Stick your middle finger up to him, man. The company that you once loved, oh my days, and tell him, listen, it ain't good enough. We want better. Because we are all now victims of corporate greed. We are. Where loyalty used to mean being rewarded, it now means having your pockets cleaned out. Like receiving a big, wet willy from Microsoft. Cheers for that, Microsoft. My ear's all wet now. Urgh. And listen, man, my heart mainly goes out to casual fans. They've been the biggest casualties here. And let's not forget, you lot, Xbox used to be the go-to system for people who didn't want to fuss with PCs or deal with PlayStation exclusivity wars. Now it's absolutely in a worse category, in my opinion. Pay more for less and don't be upset. You can now actually probably pick up a PC for what the price of next-gen consoles are going to cost. So if you think about buying the Xbox, whatever comes out next, right, it's probably going to be like, we're talking like 700 quid. I would imagine it's going to be about 700 quid in UK money. You can buy a half-decent PC rig for that, man. You can get you some quality gaming setup for that. Why on earth? What is the appeal of Xbox anymore? If you have access to a PC, then you have access to the entire Steam library, as well as Xbox exclusives anyway. So it really does sort of reiterate that point of what is the point in Xbox moving forward. I mean, I myself have made the transition from Xbox to PC. I have, and I haven't looked back. I did have Game Pass on there up until the new price hike. As I mentioned earlier, cancelled that today. But I'm sure I can live without it, because I have Steam. Unfortunately, not everyone can be lucky enough to have a PC right now. I understand that. All I want is for someone to come along and make gaming affordable again. That could have been Xbox's niche. It could have been. They could have done this for us. While Sony and Nintendo release £80 first-party games, Xbox had that opportunity to be the company that cut these prices for their first-party games, setting a new industry standard instead of blindly following everyone else. It's not exactly as if their hardware is selling well anyway, is it? This could have been exactly what they needed to get that extra inch over the competition and start selling hardware again. To me, it all seems to come down to Microsoft chasing profit margins. We all know this. This isn't a revolutionary thing to say. Game Pass costs are rising. Game development is expensive. We do understand that. But rather than growing their foundation, their core gamers, Xbox seem focused on squeezing more and more out of the users that they already have. And that is a very risky bet, right? Once casual gamers leave, Who's left? Hardcore gamers. When are they going to go? Very soon. I would consider myself a hardcore gamer. I'm off, mate. I've made that transition. Xbox wonder why so many people are putting down the controller for good, but it's them who have made it happen. Gaming is now a luxury form of entertainment made for fewer and fewer people, until eventually, oh man, only the wealthy will be able to play. Listen, maybe that is a bit extreme, but you know what I'm saying. It is just sad to see. When your platform starts to abandon the very players that made it successful, the everyday gamer, the family gamer, the kid who just wants to play Minecraft for God's sake, stops being about for the players, which begs the question, who is it even for anymore? Thanks for watching the video, you guys. I really appreciate it if you have stuck around for as long as you have. If you have enjoyed the video, feel free to hit subscribe. We do more content like this, okay? We just did a video comparing Digimon to Pokemon. Controversial one. I know the comments are going crazy on that one. Comments are open for discussion here as well, guys. Let me know what your opinions are. Do you completely disagree with me? Do you think I'm being an idiot? Do you think I'm overreacting? Because actually, from where I am, it's £8 more a month. Now, £8 more a month doesn't sound significant, but when you take that over a year, that's 96 quid. Quick maths. That's 96 quid for the entire year. Okay, so let me know what you guys think down there. I've been Digit Does Games. Peace and love to you all. Mwah.